With me this afternoon is Representative LeAnne Burch, a state representative, a former Brigadier General, recently retired from the Army, and someone who is now in her second term in the General Assembly as a state representative for a district that is a key element of Southeast Arkansas. So thank you for sharing your time with us and your thoughts with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And we spoke earlier about sort of the purpose of this conversation, and we're using this time in just prior to and during our remembrance of 9/11 to reflect on community, what it means to us, the power and impact of community. And you have a unique background as someone who has seen different senses of community, both in the United States, but also in your service in the armed forces. You have been abroad. Community means, I would imagine, many different things to you over time. And so I'm particularly excited to hear your insights and perspective on what community means to you, maybe how it's changed over time as you've had different roles in public service.
That's a very broad area to think about. So I think anytime I think about the idea of community, I always couch it back into the thing that I have taken into every community that I've gone, whether it was a military or whether it was a new situation or just moving off to college. I always went with the idea of bloom where you're planted. Bloom where you're planted. So that basically encouraged, I think, my thought process to be wherever I was, that's your community, and that you should do your best with that community. But I also I've always recognized that community and that sense of being able to do things around and wherever you were physically was always anchored by the community of family, and for me, South Arkansas. So there was always the knowledge wherever I went that there was that family support and that home that grounded me. So that community would always be there. So it allowed me to go into other communities and to enjoy and be a part of and try to hopefully better a little bit each place that I went.
I love that. So basically, you're saying that you had roots in Southeast Arkansas. You considered them that's sort of your home base, no matter where you were, and wherever you were trying to make it better and serve that community where you were at that time.
I think that that's kind of our mission, or it should be our mission, because while you're trying to make things better around you, it also gives you that sense of peace and that appreciation for where you are and what you're doing, and particularly for the people around you. So if you can feel comfortable there and make them feel comfortable, hopefully, then you could work to make whatever that situation is not necessarily more enjoyable or even tolerable, but just long-term better. And I will tell you, that's kind of the pie in the sky look at it. There were a lot of days in a lot of places where I was that I didn't feel like it was the fun place or the great place to be. But I think always those roots that we have, whether if we have a family, whether it's a community church or your high school group, or again, just kin folks, whatever that organization or that being is that kind of keeps you grounded, I think that's always going to be that internal community that gives you, for lack of a better word, the power and the faith to be a part of other communities.
I love that message. And I think we certainly hope that a greater part of the UAM community in Southeast Arkansas views these remarks, but I think that you're particularly speaking a message that should resonate well with students who, especially if they're freshmen right now or brand new to UAM's campus. We're in the middle, of course, of very challenging times with a health crisis. They're making do, they're doing their best, and I love how you're speaking to them in a way where you're saying, you know where your home is, but use this time to better the place where you are and better yourself in the process. That's a wonderful message.
Well, thank you. And you can always learn from the people around you and let them help build you to be better, to have more experiences. That's the other thing I think in life, that every new situation where we are not comfortable,
Mhm.
if we appreciate that that's an opportunity to grow or to make it something else better or easier later on. I can name off a couple of very particular situations where I thought, if I can just get through this, if I can just get through this. And then I realized after I got through that, on the other side, that might be a country song in there somewhere, that when I got through that other side, that I had this power inside me to say, oh, okay, I could do that, then I can do this too. Now I will tell you that every day I go through those experiences of, oh my goodness, I can't do this. I can't get there. I'm not sure how to make it through. But every day you do get through, and you do look for those experiences to make you stronger. And I think you have to, and certainly you should, but you also then have this lifetime of experience, for me a long lifetime experience certainly, but you have these people that are now part of that home community. So when you're in college, you're building a part of that comfort community that's going to allow you to be stronger the further on you go in life. So those people will always become, those people that are close to you will always become a part of you, and and again, your community that you can rely on to be able to take that platform to another place, or to give you that comfort in knowing that if you could do this, and certainly with the people that helped you get there, you can do something else, even if it's way out of your comfort zone.
You've made a career and a life based on your sense of community, bettering those communities through public service, both in the military and now in service to your local constituents in Southeast Arkansas. And on behalf of UAM, I want to thank you for your commitment to community, especially in challenging times that we find ourselves in today.
I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate the UAM community, because I can tell you it doesn't take much to look at my background to know that UAM factored into my life back when I was in grade school in a very special way. And it became a part of something that was important to me. And then as I came back to Monticello and grew in this community, I appreciated that there are so many things that are touched by the community of UAM, and the students are a part of that now. They may come back and be chancellor later on, even. They have
Before.
built that in, yeah, they have built that experience of being a student into what takes them further. So UAM has been a part of my life for a very long time, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do my best to try to serve those who are part of that community now.
Well, we thank you for your time today. We thank you for your service and your commitment to your community. And we know that this discussion will resonate well with students and former students alike. So thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you.